New about the team is we have a lot more male cheerleaders than we've had in the past. We have 7 in the program and 6 competing on our nationals team, so we are a large co-ed squad. I would say that both programs promote school spirit and as well as tumbling, jumps, and stunts. For a pep assembly, we typically do our fight song. We may do a chant or a cheer with a quick stunt, but for competition, we have to spend a lot more time focusing on the routine itself. It's a 1-minute cheer mixed in with 2 minutes of music, and it involves multiple stunts, pyramids, dances, jumps, and tumbling.
I think each year we have a fun group of girls and boys to work with. Some things that are unique about this year's team is that we have 6 seniors. Exciting to see have all that skill level and experience on dance team and in studio. And on our team in new areas that haven't been ventured before is really exciting. When we make appearances at elementary schools or middle schools, a lot of times they're like, ooh, the cheerleaders are here. But we try to designate ourselves as the dance team. I guess the way that they're different is dance team has a lot more skill involved. A lot of the things that we do that are different than dance, the cheerleaders are the turns that we do. It takes a little different skill to do than in cheerleading. And then I also think that some of like our jumps are a lot different than I was also a cheer coach at one time as well, so I know that on the cheerleading side of things they do a lot more stunting and tumbling. It's just different styles of movement and expressing our feelings and emotion of music. Execution of skill through our bodies is the same part of it all. Just kind of have an arsenal of routines that we can bring out for assemblies or games. And so we prepare throughout the whole year on those, and then in the winter season, routines and trying to perfect them. Every little hand, every finger, every toe, every ankle, every head direction all has a place to be, and it's really hard to get a whole team of people all synchronized and doing the exact same thing, but that's our is to get everybody looking the same so that they can be synchronized and that they can show off their skill and talents to a panel of judges at each of those competitions.
What's new about the team this year is we have way more boys than we have in the previous years. We are now a large co-ed, which is great for us, and I feel like we're doing way more harder competitions and harder routines. This is one of the hardest routines that Oak Park Cheer has done in the previous years. Pommies is way different than Cheer because they focus more on dance, and Cheer we are focusing stunts, tumbling, and yes, we do have a dance at the end of our routine, but it's only 2 8 counts long, so it's not as difficult as their routines. And they do a lot of leaps. We do not do leaps, we do jumps. When we're going to an assembly, we really just we work on chants and our formations a little bit, but for competitions, like this week we have nationals, we are just every day this week we are practicing doing full outs, like breaking the routine down. There's way more that goes into a competition than an assembly.
Good.
Personally, my freshman year, we had one big team, and we all went to competition. And then our sophomore year was the same way. We introduced a game day team our junior year, and then senior year we were continuing that tradition. Pommies versus Cheer, I would say Pommies does a lot more dancing, and it's it's not more competitive, but we also go to competitions and stuff. As to where Cheer is at, every single game they're doing chants and they're getting the crowd pumped up, and they still compete, but not as much dancing as. We practice a lot, and during our practices we drill all of our competition routines as solos, duos, and that way we're really prepared for when we go.
This year I think our bond is just a lot stronger, and we're putting on a way harder routine, and we are going large co-ed this year, which we have not been able to do in the past years. Pommies is more dance involved, and then we do a lot more stunts, tumbling, all that kind of thing, and then they do leaps and pretty things, and we do jumps.
And then how do you get prepared for
in assembly we just do chants. We do something small crowd related, and then for a competition you gotta prepare mentally, physically, all the things, and you just have to be ready for anything that could happen. And we do a lot more practices. We do a lot more just to get ready.
Very good.
We came up with a new system for game day and comp team where we have alternates in case one of the girls on game day isn't able to perform for competitions. For older generation, I would describe it as we do halftime and we perform routines like dances. And for younger generation, I would say we do cool dances for halftimes. We have practice 3 or 4 times a week, and during that practice we practice.
This year we've introduced the program of like alternates, so that way in case like a competition girl gets hurt, we have someone to like fill in for her spot, so that way we don't have to like reblock our dances every time. And then the past like 3 years we've introduced the program of Blue Blood, which I am this year as a senior.
And then
For competitions, we drill our teams a lot harder and like really prioritize like cleaning them, and we like do them like multiple times of practice, like working over them over and over and over again, and just like really like getting them to the best that they can be, so that way they can like compete well and do well at competitions. And then for like pep assemblies, we more just do like more fun routines that like get the crowd like.
to younger kids or older generation?
Cheer is more of like they do like stunts and like flips and tricks and stuff, and they just like get the crowd like pumped up. But we do more like sidelines and halftime performances, and we just like dance to like help get the crowd pumped up instead of like saying cheers.